Hey guys, this is ACairconditioner and welcome back for more Genshin Impact Fontaine story. Last time we finished Act 1 by finding Lenny innocent, but we learned that he is a member of the Fatui, specifically an orphan at the House of Hearth, the orphanage ran by the Knave, a harbinger. Today, we're continuing this story with Act 2, as light rain falls without reason. And I believe this will be the last Fontaine main story act, excluding character stories. And we promised to meet with Navia after the trial ended anyway, so we're gonna take her up on that offer and head to Hotel the Board. Now, I just want to say as we're going, Fontaine's story. I am surprised by how good Act 1 ended up being. It definitely feels shorter than Samira's Act 1 for sure, even though it is still a long story. But what I think Fontaine's story really did well is how it really made things concise in a way that makes so much more sense than you think. There's no fluff in any of the there's no fluff between areas. Straight to the point when we full lore, straight to the point we get to see the problems, and then we get to see the bitches show after learning a bit more about Feminine Child immediately. Like that is something like that is exactly what I wanted to see from a main story. No fluff, no flower no flower writing. I think that's what it's called. Like none of that. Just straight to the point, main part, we get to the meat of it. And I love that. And that's why I feel it's way more short than Samira's despite it still being long. The fact that it feels shorter than Samira's and the fact that it's still long proves just how much information we just got in one act. It's concise to the point, and that's exactly what you would expect from an Archon Quest. And if it is long, then it's long because of how much information there is to give. So, absolutely 10 out of 10 Archon Quest for Act 1, and I genuinely cannot wait to see how Act 2 is going to follow up on that. Especially since how dark the thematic points we explore for Fontaine's stories. I mean, seriously. Lynette literally was a victim of human trafficking. I mean, like, come on, you can't get darker than this, in my opinion. Obviously, there was darker stuff, such as, I don't know, killing a character on screen. Twice? Yeah. We already have a high blood count for this act. I'm pretty sure this act has the most deaths on for one. I'm pretty sure Act 1 has the most deaths on camera compared to every other act. Because we've always had death fake outs most of the time, except for Senor, who actually did die. So yeah. We already have a blood count. Not by us, but by the story.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
But yeah, I genuinely cannot wait to see how we're going to continue with Act 2. If Act 1's that good, I have some fantastic stuff to look forward to.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
It's certainly worth celebrating.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Navia's cool. I had to say that right now.
Speaking of cases,
She's cool.
do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
You have to see it to believe it, right?
If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
I mean, this is the common factor. We can never hear them say the
In
freaking
such investigations,
mastermind
even
name.
the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist, to seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We want to ask the Hydro Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Furina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
And we didn't exactly leave on good
I
terms.
heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Furina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play, don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand
Okay,
answers.
we're not that, like...
Don't let her go back to sleep until she
We're
answers
not that
all your
desperate,
questions.
Navia.
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Minister trespass here.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
It's worth a try.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink?
Fanta,
attention,
like
and the cup was
Fanta.
right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
I have to agree.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
You didn't have to blacklist it.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
You forget where Alan is. We don't exactly have like the same taste as others here.
So full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking, you know.
Nah, that would be so normal. You know, like you.
Ouch.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Seems that was pretty tough for her.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Oh, that's how it starts? Well, a fade into a acne to a cinematic. Okay. Now I have to go back to the Fountain Plaza. Okay, I'm not gonna ride. I'm not gonna ride my way back there. No. But yeah, we actually really have like no other leads to go off of right now.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vacher.
Again.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yes. And it's clearer than it was during the day.
Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vacher? Vacher.
Is that the voice that we heard in the trailer?
Hey.
Talking about the
why are you
memories?
still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
I can feel strong emotions.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kinda hear a voice. It's calling for Vacher, right? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Now what? Oh crap. So it is the Oceanid. Where's this?
Vacher. Are you my dear Vacher? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vacher? Do you know where my love is?
I'm afraid not. I'm sorry. Who are you?
Wait. Who am I?
Okay, so this is the
I'm
Oceanid.
very
Okay.
sorry. I fear I
From the
do
trailer.
not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were once human?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who has lost their form.
You lost your form.
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Light blue water. Could that have been... Could she be one of the girls who were dissolved?
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vacher would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me.
So the ghosts that
And I
disappeared
also
were
loved
dissolved
him
and turned into
equally as
Oceanids?
But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
Is this like some sort of cycle of like life and death? Where basically like from the water these mountains are formed, but to the water they return and by dissolving. And they turn into these Oceanids? We've heard of Oceanids being able to take human form, but you could clearly tell they're Oceanids. Idea is a good example. So you need me to find them.
No! Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vacher, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vacher above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
That means Vacher was a witness to the fact that you dissolved?
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
It seems that after the body dissolved, some measure of the consciousness still remains.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
Is that Paimon? Oh right, I wonder how much time has passed in reality.
Farewell then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vacher, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
What on earth? Why am I in a gunfight? What's going on? What just happened?
Look out!
Gardemeks? What on earth?
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardemeks.
Clorinde.
Clorinde?
Wait, what? She's not with them? Other Clorines.
Quick, now's our chance!
Oh my god! Yo, Clorinde is fast. Good. What on earth I just witnessed? What is up with you two?
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorinde. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his
Callus?
trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Do not speak of my father!
Oh.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorinde, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardemeks? I thought only those associated with a Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones
Okay, so
used
they're
by the
rogue.
authorities to enforce the law.
See, I thought
I can
Clorinde
only
was
conclude
controlling
that
them.
some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clorinde. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorinde was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
What just happened?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardemeks came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Navia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorinde who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, so you're fighting now, Paimon? Thanks for the rescue, Navia.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's
Really?
even more amazing
What did she
than
do?
thought.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Wait, do you mean that... I thought it tasted strange as well, but I couldn't be sure.
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Wait, what?
Yes. So, if you hadn't
Navia would
drunk
have
that
died.
cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
Fortunately, Paimon, neither of us are Fontaine. Otherwise, we would have been...
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and hurried here as
honestly-
quickly as I could.
Honestly, it kind of felt odd that a drink would be salty in a way. Like, why on earth would a drink be salty unless... I don't know. Especially Fanta. Like, I made a joke saying, oh, is Fanta like Fanta? You know? And Fanta's never salty. Again, subtle text like this always being foreshadowing that you would never notice until the twist. Every single time.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name.
It's because we defended Linny in
Now we're
court.
caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process.
We're a threat now.
Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vacher again.
After drinking primarily seawater, it was
and
more
this
potent.
time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
Now, keep in mind, the first time we heard Vacher, it was just me, and we were Lynette at the time as well. Only after Paimon and I drank it, we actually were able to both hear Vacher. But for me, it was a lot stronger. Paimon was probably the same level as me when I first heard Vacher. So, primarily seawater does have something to do with the Oceanids. Yeah, it makes sense, actually. According to Lynette, the ability to hear voices like that has to do with sensitivity to the hydro element.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
This is interesting, actually.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
I also gained some new intel.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women. A person named Vacher was a witness when she dissolved.
Oh, that is important. Vacher. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
If he's still alive, we should try searching for him.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
By we, you mean us too, right?
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us will cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
Once again, Navia literally
We
being
also
the
have some
only
plans
person
to
we
go
can trust
over,
right now.
and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
I swear, if Navia ends up turning on this, by the time we go to Notland, I'm gonna have consistent paranoia for like the rest of the story. Because literally the one person we could have trusted is Navia, and if she ends up betraying us as well, that's it. That's the last character in Fontaine that could ever betray us out of the gate. Speaking of betraying, let's talk about Linny and Lena for a second, because I'm kind of bothered by this, and some people brought this up too, and yeah. So when we first meet Childs of the Fatui, and even after confrontation, we're pretty chill with him. But why is it that after we resolved everything with Linny, him being pretty much honest with us through and through, are we still kind of spiteful towards him? I don't get that. We even know why they actually ended up joining the House of Earth anyways. We know his backstory to a good degree. Why are we still spiteful towards him? I don't get that.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Oh, it's down here. So we are going to so Flufsandra is our main home base. Okay. But yeah, like, I don't get it. Why are we so spiteful towards Lenny and Lynette? Like, we know why they joined House of Hearth. If anything, we should feel more pity towards them than spitefulness. But yeah, welcome to Flosandra, the dark half of Fontaine, in my opinion.